Most open-concept homes have a problem. You walk in and the space is technically impressive. High ceilings, no walls, light pouring everywhere. But something feels off. The kitchen noise reaches every corner. The sofa faces the refrigerator. The dining table is marooned in the middle of nowhere. The whole space feels like one enormous room that cannot decide what it is. And then there are the open-concept homes that feel completely, unmistakably, almost mysteriously incredible. The ones where you step inside and exhale before you have consciously processed a single design decision. Where the light moves through the space like it was choreographed. Where every zone feels like its own room, even though there's not a wall in sight. Where the kitchen does not fight the living room and the dining area does not fight the kitchen. Today I am walking through one of those homes, and I'm going to break down exactly, specifically, and technically why it feels so extraordinary. The ceiling heights, the floor treatment, the island position, the zoning, the lighting system, the broken plan, moves that nobody talks about, and the one architectural decision that makes this specific home feel better than every other open concept home I have walked through in 2026. Stay until the very end, because that decision costs almost nothing to implement and produces the most dramatic result of anything in this video. Before we go one step inside, if open concept homes, architectural design, and the specific reasons extraordinary spaces feel the way they do are your kind of content, subscribe right now and ring that notification bell. New videos every single week, and I promise this channel is going to change how you see every space you walk into. Let's go. Let us start with the honest conversation. Because in 2026, the open concept debate is louder than it has ever been. And understanding both sides makes everything about this specific home more interesting. Open concept living is not gone in 2026, but it has definitely evolved. For years, homeowners wanted large open spaces that combined the kitchen, dining area, and living room into one connected layout. That style is still popular for many households, especially for entertaining and creating a brighter, more spacious feel. At the same time, current homeowners are looking for balance. Instead of one massive room with no separation, many people want spaces that feel connected while still providing privacy, flexibility, and functionality. Open concept living is not going away. It still solves real problems, especially in homes where older layouts feel dark or disconnected. One of the biggest advantages is still light. The key to successful open concept living in 2026 is structure. The room should feel open, but not empty. A living area should feel like a living area. A dining space should feel intentional. A kitchen should feel connected without taking over the entire room. Structure. That word is the entire reason this specific home feels incredible when most open concept homes do not. It is not more open than other homes. It is not bigger. It is not more expensively finished. It is more structured in ways that are specific, learnable, and replicable at almost any budget. Let us go through them one by one. The first reason this home feels incredible is visible the moment you step through the front door. And yet most people who walk through never consciously identify it. The ceiling height alone makes this space unforgettable. That oversized chandelier draws the eye upward, turning the entire room into a statement. In large open spaces, anchoring with low, substantial furniture keeps everything from feeling too vast. The ceiling in this home is not a single height. It rises and falls as you move through the space. And those changes in ceiling height are doing the work that walls would otherwise do in defining zones without closing them off. The entry has a standard ceiling height, 8 feet, which makes the arrival feel contained and welcoming rather than immediately overwhelming. 3 steps inside, the ceiling rises dramatically into the great room, vaulted to 16 feet at its peak. The visual expansion is enormous. The room exhales. The transition from the compressed entry ceiling to the soaring great room ceiling is the single most powerful spatial experience available in residential architecture, and it costs nothing extra in a home that is designed for it from the beginning. Then as you move toward the kitchen, the ceiling drops back to a comfortable 10 feet, still generous, but intimate enough to feel like a working space rather than a grand hall. The dining area sits at the transition point between the kitchen's 10-foot ceiling and the great room's 16-foot vault. Reading is a sheltered nook within a larger volume, defined by the ceiling above it rather than by any wall beside it. Features like decorative beams, partial walls, built-in cabinetry, or wide-cased openings can help create visual separation without making the home feel closed off. Exposed structural beams mark the ceiling transition between the great room and the kitchen, running perpendicular to the direction of travel, creating a visual threshold that every person crosses as they move between zones. The beams do not block light, do not interrupt sight lines, do not close anything off, but they mark the transition. They say, you have moved from one zone to another, and that psychological marking, that clear signal that each zone is distinct, is exactly what makes the home feel structured and calm, rather than vast and undefined. Tall windows flood this space with natural light, making the neutral palette feel even more expansive. The furniture sits low and streamlined, letting the architecture shine. The second reason this home feels incredible is beneath your feet, and it is the most commonly violated design principle in open concept homes. The floor runs in one direction, wide plank white oak, laid parallel to the longest axis of the home, running continuously from the front door to the back wall of glass without interruption, without change of material, without any transition strip, without any tile insert marking the kitchen zone, or any carpet patch defining the living area. One continuous floor, one direction, edge to edge. Good flow makes an open layout feel effortless. Imagine a home where the kitchen, dining, and living room were fully open, but the space felt noisy and undefined. The redesign kept the openness but added structure. The structure that the floor adds is subtle and powerful. A continuous floor surface read by the eye as one unified field, which makes the room feel larger, calmer, and more cohesive than any multi-material floor treatment could. Area rugs define the individual zones above this continuous field. A large jute rug anchoring the living area seating, a Persian-style rug in warm tones anchoring the dining table, no rug in the kitchen zone where the hardwood floor reads as a functional work surface. The rugs create zones. The floor unifies them. Both things happen simultaneously, invisibly, and perfectly. The direction of the planks also matters. Laid parallel to the longest axis of the space, the planks create a visual runway that draws the eye toward the back wall of glass and the view beyond it. The room appears longer. The connection between the interior and the exterior landscape beyond the glass appears more deliberate, and every person who walks through the space is subtly guided forward, toward the light, toward the view, toward the outdoor space, before they have consciously decided to move in that direction. The key is using soft architectural elements rather than hard barriers. Archways, partial walls, columns, or even thoughtfully placed floor lamps or furnishings can define spaces without closing them off. The goal in a broken concept space is creating intrigue. When you settle into any particular zone, it should feel contained and purposeful, like you are in your own private nook within a larger home. The third reason this home feels incredible is what designers in 2026 are calling the broken plan. And it is the single most sophisticated architectural move available in any open concept home. Broken plan design keeps connection between spaces, but adds subtle separation. Instead of fully closing rooms, it uses architectural cues to define them. Cased openings, partial walls, built-ins, changes in ceiling detail, furniture placement, glass doors or partitions. The goal is to keep light moving while giving each area a stronger purpose. This home uses two broken plan moves specifically. The first, a half-height partial wall, 42 inches tall, topped with a continuous oak shelf, separating the kitchen from the dining area. From the kitchen side, it is the back of the cabinetry run, providing counter space and storage. From the dining side, it is a display shelf holding ceramics, botanicals, and small art. Both sides beautiful, the boundary clear, no light blocked, no sight line interrupted above 42 inches, but the zone defined unmistakably below it. The second, a wide cased opening between the entry and the great room, not a doorway. A cased opening 8 feet wide and 8 feet tall, with simple timber trim that reads as architectural framing. The frame creates a visual threshold, a moment where the eye registers. I am crossing from one zone into another. That registration is instantaneous and completely unconscious. The person does not think, "I am crossing a threshold." They feel something changed, and that feeling of continuous discovery, of moving through distinct experiences within one connected space, is what makes an open concept home feel incredible rather than just large. Kitchen islands continue to serve as natural gathering places while subtly defining different areas of the home. The fourth reason this home feels incredible is the position of the kitchen island, and it is a decision that most open concept home designs get completely wrong. The island in this home runs perpendicular to the main axis of the space, not parallel to the back wall, perpendicular, at 90 degrees to the direction of travel through the home. This single orientation decision changes the entire spatial experience of the combined space in three specific ways. First, it creates a natural threshold between the kitchen zone and the living zone without closing either one off. Walking from the living area toward the kitchen, you approach the long side of the island, which registers as an arrival point, a transition, a place where one zone ends and another begins. No wall achieved this. No room divider achieved this. Just the position of one piece of furniture. Second, it creates a social configuration that a parallel island cannot provide. With the island perpendicular to the living area, everyone seated at the island stools faces the living area, not the kitchen wall. Guests watching someone cook face each other and the room beyond. Nobody is staring at the refrigerator. The island becomes what every designer says it should be, a social center, because its orientation actively creates a social gathering rather than a functional one. There is a quiet precision here that feels incredibly satisfying. The fireplace, shelving, and lighting all align in a way that feels intentional without being rigid. It is a reminder that structure and comfort can coexist beautifully when balanced just right. Third, the perpendicular island creates a clear circulation path around both of its ends. Two routes from the living area to the kitchen, both generous, neither pinched. In a home where cooking and entertaining happen simultaneously, that double circulation path means the kitchen never becomes blocked. People flow around the island in both directions. The home never creates a traffic jam. In a home that moves beautifully, where people circulate freely without navigating around obstacles, always feels better to be in than one that does not. In 2026, open concept living rooms are all about creating flow without losing warmth or personality. It is a balance of defined zones, cohesive color palettes, and thoughtfully placed furniture that makes the space feel connected yet functional. The fifth reason this home feels incredible is the lighting, and specifically the fact that there are three completely independent lighting systems operating in one shared space, each one on its own dimmer, each one doing a completely different job. The great room lighting, a large sculptural chandelier over the seating area, dramatic, warm, hung at a height that creates intimacy despite the 16-foot ceiling around it. When this light is on at full brightness, the living zone is activated. When it dims to 30%, the living zone becomes a cave, warm, dark, perfect for a film or a long conversation. The dining lighting, one large pendant directly over the dining table, its own circuit, its own dimmer, completely independent from everything else. At dinner, this light comes to 60% while the kitchen and living zone lights dim. The dining table disappears from the larger space and becomes its own world, a pool of warm light around which everyone gathers, the rest of the room receding into warm darkness around it. 300 square feet of dining zone, defined entirely by one pendant and a dimmer. No wall required. The kitchen lighting, under-cabinet LED strips washing the countertops, recessed downlights on a dimmer over the island, pendant lights over the island seating at a lower level. When cooking happens, these lights are at full brightness for functional visibility. When cooking ends and the evening shifts to gathering, these lights dim to 30% and the kitchen recedes. The functional zone goes quiet. The social zones, the dining table, the living area, activate. The home knows what time it is, and it responds. Partial walls, wider openings, glass dividers, built-ins, large islands, and thoughtful room transitions can provide openness while still giving each area some identity. Identity through light. 3 zones, 3 identities. 3 completely different experiences available in one shared space, shifted between with 3 dimmer switches and 30 seconds of deliberate intention. That is the lighting system that makes this open concept home feel incredible. Open layouts often allow for unobstructed views, connecting the interior with outdoor landscapes and enhancing the overall visual experience. Windows in an open floor plan become very important pieces of architecture. Whether you are highlighting an incredible mountain scene or strategically placing your windows to hide neighbors, natural light reached deeper into the home, making rooms feel larger and more welcoming. The 6th reason this home feels incredible is that the views are not incidental. They are architectural. Every window in this home was positioned not by default, but by decision. The great room's back wall is entirely glass, sliding panels that open to the outdoor space, framing the landscape beyond as a continuous moving painting from every seat in the living and dining zones. The kitchen has one large window above the sink, positioned at exactly the angle that catches the morning light and makes the hour of washing up the most beautiful part of the cooking day. The entry has a narrow vertical window beside the front door, not wide enough to compromise privacy, wide enough to throw a shaft of light across the entry floor at specific hours that makes arriving home feel genuinely beautiful. None of these windows were placed where the wall was easiest to break. All of them were placed where the light and the view do specific, intentional work, connecting the interior to the exterior, bringing natural light into specific zones at specific times, and treating the view as a design element, as considered as any piece of art hung on a wall. Open concept still works, but only when it is designed with more intention than before. Intention. That word again. The windows in this home are intention made physical. They are the proof that the home was designed by someone who thought about the quality of light on a January morning, and the quality of view on a summer evening, and the quality of privacy on any day when life inside needed to be separate from the world outside. Open concept areas can tend to feel loud or crowded, especially if you have a large family. Having walls not only reduces noise on an auditory level, but it allows you to remove clutter and reduce it on a visual level as well. The 7th reason this home feels incredible is the most overlooked element in any open concept design, and the reason most open concept homes feel exhausting after an hour, even when they look beautiful. The sound strategy. Every hard surface in an open concept home, the tile floor, the plaster ceiling, the glass wall, reflects sound rather than absorbing it. Conversation bounces. Cooking noise travels everywhere. The television in the living zone is audible in the kitchen. The kitchen extraction fan is audible at the dining table. Over time, this acoustic environment creates a low-grade stress response in every person in the space, even when nobody has consciously identified the noise as a problem. This home solves it through 4 specific soft elements placed deliberately in each zone. A thick wool rug, 2 inches of piled depth under the living area seating, full-length linen curtains on every window, heavy enough to absorb sound, light enough to preserve the view, a bookshelf covering the full length of one wall, filled with books, the most effective residential acoustic absorber available at any price point, and upholstered furniture, a deep boucle sofa, fully upholstered dining chairs that absorb sound rather than reflecting it. None of these elements were chosen for acoustic reasons alone. All of them were chosen because they are beautiful, warm, and tactile, and they happen to make the acoustic environment of the shared space dramatically more comfortable. The home is quieter not because walls were added, but because soft, warm, textural surfaces were distributed throughout the open space with enough density to change how sound behaves in it. The result, an open concept home that feels calm at full occupancy. Not echoey, not exhausting, calm. Here it is, the one architectural decision I promised at the beginning. The one that makes this specific home feel better than every other open concept home I have walked through in 2026. The one that costs almost nothing to implement. The one that most people have never thought of. You want to be able to see into the next room, but only a glimpse. Not the whole thing, as you would in a full open concept floor plan. The goal in a broken concept space is teasing the nearest space, creating intrigue. When you settle into any particular zone, it should feel contained and purposeful, like you are in your own private nook within a larger home. The decision is this. Every zone in this home has a back to it. The sofa does not float in the center of the room. It has its back toward the kitchen and faces the fireplace. The dining chairs do not face a blank wall or the side of the kitchen cabinetry. They face a beautifully lit display shelf and a window with a view. The kitchen work zone faces the outdoor space through a window above the sink. Every zone faces something worth looking at, and every zone has something behind it. A soft architectural boundary created by furniture orientation, by a change in ceiling height, by a partial wall, by the island, that makes it feel enclosed and safe even within a completely open space. In 2026, the conversation has changed. Homeowners are no longer asking for the most open space possible. They want connection, but they also want comfort, quiet, storage, and definition. Connection, comfort, definition. The best open concept homes of 2026 have all three, and they achieve them not through walls but through the specific, intentional, learnable decisions we have covered today. Ceiling height variation that zones without closing. A continuous floor that unifies without homogenizing. Broken plan cased openings that create intrigue. A perpendicular island that defines and connects simultaneously. 3 independent lighting systems that shift the room's identity on demand. Views treated as architecture. Soft surfaces distributed for acoustic comfort. And every zone given a face and a back, so that the people in it feel oriented, contained, and at home. That last decision, the orientation of every zone toward something worth looking at, is the one that costs nothing to implement in any existing home and produces the most dramatic shift in how the open space feels to every person who lives in it. So there it is. The open concept home that feels incredible, and exactly why. Ceiling heights that rise and fall to define zones without walls. One continuous floor in one direction that unifies the whole space. Broken plan moves, cased openings, partial walls, beams that create intrigue and definition without closing anything off. A perpendicular island that anchors the kitchen socially and spatially. 3 independent lighting systems that give the home 3 completely different personalities on demand. Windows positioned as architecture, not afterthought. Soft surfaces distributed for acoustic comfort that makes the home calmer at full volume. And every zone given a face and a back. Oriented toward something beautiful, enclosed by something considered, so the people in it always feel held rather than exposed. Open concept living is still worth it when it is done with intention. The best layouts are not about following an old trend or rejecting it completely. They are about creating a layout that feels open enough to be inviting, but defined enough to be useful. Inviting, defined, useful, beautiful, calm. This home is all 5 of those things in every zone of its single shared space. And now you know exactly why, and exactly how to create the same feeling in any open concept home you design, renovate, or simply rearrange. If this breakdown gave you something genuinely useful, smash that like button right now. It helps more people find this channel every single week. Subscribe for architectural deep dives, home design breakdowns, and room-by-room analysis every single week. And drop a comment below. Which of today's 7 reasons do you think has the most impact in your own space? The ceiling variation? The lighting system? The broken plan move? The perpendicular island? Or giving every zone a face and a back? I read every single one. See you inside the next incredible home.